Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. All right, I'm getting ready to go home from my vacation. During my trip, I realized that over the last 3 years of living in Phoenix, I've been too much of a doormat, and it has really hurt. For starters, this is only my second trip to Taiwan in 6 years, believe it or not. I was here 8 months ago for my grandmother's funeral. My grandmother on my father's side passed away. He was 91 years old. And I really came to realize what I missed. I mean, COVID didn't help, but part of the reason I didn't come back even after COVID was done with was because I was too busy being a doormat. And so I need to learn to be stronger. Sometimes I hear something and I'm just weak. I might have had good intentions of saying no to begin with, but then I hear more. And so I need to learn to be stronger with that and not listen to all of this, right? Next time my colleague wants me to come in because their kid had an emergency, no, I have enough unmet needs as I don't have kids, but I have art projects that I want to do. I want to eventually be more settled and live closer to campus, maybe even buy a house, right? I want to eventually do a lot of other things, right? If nothing else, I want to be able to come to Taiwan more often. And when I'm putting more wear and tear on my car to go there, I'm setting myself behind on that, right? I got art projects that I want to do. And even though filling in on a Tuesday might not directly impact that, it adds up, right? A lot of times, I used to be very nice with, I teach at a community college, but I used to do a lot of tutoring gigs as well. And clients would walk all over me with rescheduling. Sometimes after I had shown up to their home, I would realize they're not there, and I would pick up the phone and I would realize that, oh, they forgot that they have this recital as well. Can they reschedule for another time? And I put a lot of wear and tear on my car. To give you an idea how much wear and tear I put on my car, I had just replaced my car. I had totaled my car 8 years ago. Obviously, because the accident was my fault, my insurance had gone up a lot. And I realized that if I had another accident, either the insurance was going to go up a lot or I wouldn't be able to drive at all. Something to that effect. And I was tutoring. One of my students was very high maintenance, often rescheduling and all that. And I had to drive, if I remember correctly, 11 miles each way. And I remember thinking to myself, God, if I get into an accident while going to their home, that's it. I lose everything that I made and more because they're not very high. If they were paying like hundreds of dollars an hour, maybe I could justify it. But I was only starting to build my career, and I remember thinking to myself, don't get into an accident, especially when going to this client because because it's going to be all for naught. Fortunately, I made it through them without getting into an accident. That's good. The original accident has long since fallen off my record, but that's the kind of drama I run into. A lot of these clients that I go to, I can't afford to get anything wrong. If I get anything wrong, that's like the whole year's worth of work down the tubes, right? And so, and then on top of that, they have the nerve to reschedule when I'm already working on them at a loss, and then they have the nerve to reschedule. I need to be stiff with these people. Like, no, I don't care if they're going through chemotherapy, right? They need to pay for their session anyway. And no, I'm not going to reschedule it, right? I don't care if it's chemotherapy. I don't care if their grandmother passes away. I don't care if they have COVID. I personally don't care if some of these kids, like let's say it's a 16, 17, 18-year-old boy that I'm tutoring. I don't care if he gets to go on his first ever date and now he can't go because he has to. I don't care. I mean, I guess he could go, but he still has to pay for that session at that point. I don't care if this is something I have to be careful of. Sometimes at work, part of the reason I cave is because I have weird feelings for some of my colleagues. It could be either gender, by the way. I need to be tougher on that. That's a big weakness of mine. I got to admit that. But no, I don't care if it's Kelly Clarkson. I don't care if Mary Curry has come back from the dead. I don't care if it's I don't know. Pick somebody that I have a crush on. I gotta say no to these people because otherwise I'm never gonna hit my dreams. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum.